something as nebulous as freedom, then you can't encroach on others.
I'm not sure I understand. Is nebulous as freedom?
The concept of a nebulous freedom. The concept of a nebulous freedom.
The concept of a nebulous freedom.
They don't have a specific title, a specific reason for being here. They're all over the place, and all they're doing is suppressing Ottawa residents, Ottawa businesses. We are being harassed and held hostage for their supposed encroachments on freedom. What does a single white man have to say to anybody about a bodily autonomy freedoms?
I'm not sure what race has to do with it.
I didn't say anything about race.
You said a white man.
Single white man, sure, race.
Okay, so I mean, what does race have to do with it? When I look at people that are gathering here today, it's right across the multi-diverse spectrum.
No more comments.
Oh, okay then. Well, by the way, when it says convoy go home, didn't the convoy go home in February?
They called it a convoy? It's a convoy.
You mean this gathering here, is that a convoy?
Please go away.
Okay then.
No more comments.
All right. But
no more comments.
It just seems to
no
me...
more comments. No more comments.
No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments.
Rich. Rich.
Oh my God. I really hope everybody, that just makes you laugh as much as it makes me laugh, man.
Yeah. I have to be honest, I had to compose myself before the video came to an end because I was literally coughing and spluttering. Like, I don't know for the people in the back that couldn't see or hear what was going on with that monstrosity of an absolute SH1T show that just happened in front of us. Shout out to everyone in the chat room. But wow, is that where we are, Rich?
Shout out to Rebel News, right? Shout out to that chap of Rebel News. I put that that sticker up on the left hand side saying, basically, if you're losing an argument, just shout racist. Their playbook basically shout racist or transphobe or misogynist.
Brian Evans said, "I know her sister."
The thing is, people like that exist, right? And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of people who, as much as they can be them, they could also be exactly the same way about the other argument. It's just who's programming them, where they're taking their and Timcast said, I was watching Timcast today, and I'll tell you what, I'm really loving his Timcast IRL, right? He's always got such a serious face. He never looks like he's smiling or anything. He always got this serious face on, but he's been doing this sort of stuff for a long time now, and he's built up a little empire. You know, he's got a lot of businesses going, and you can say he's a grifter or something, but I think actually he's actually made more of a business out of it. Like doing it professionally, and he's obviously got contacts and whatever, but I've seen how his show has progressed over the last 6 months. Over the last 2 months, he's had a massive injection He has invested himself a lot in the in all the stuff and all the bits that they've all got the same, set up, and they're all sat around this beautiful wooden table now, and but the one that I watched earlier, he was. I've lost my point now. Shit, what was it that I was going to say about him? Bollocks. I've been watching Tim.
You have. You've been getting really into it at the moment.
I've been getting really into it, and he said something today. What was it? I was going to say that. Oh, bollocks! It'll come back to me.
It'll come back to you, Rich. Yeah, no,
it'll come back to me. I do apologise.
It'll come back to you.
So how are you doing, Rox?
I'm all right. I got over the technical difficulties last night. Shout out to you, Rich, for holding down the show. I am on a bit of a 2-bit operation computer-wise for the next few weeks. Probably the end of the month I'll get it sorted. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have to hop along as I am. It's not a
2-bit operation. What it is, right, is you've got a computer that wasn't ever really designed to be running Google and StreamYard and doing all the bits that you need to do. And as I know from my own experience with my my laptops, I had 2 decent laptops. Like by my standards, from what I know from when I was at school, man, they were good. They were fast. It's just they didn't have the RAM. Like now, 4 gig of RAM is not enough. It's not enough. You need like 16 gig of RAM to do what we're doing. You need at least 16 gig of RAM. So that's all it is.
We'll get there. In a few weeks, it'll be nice and smooth. And in the meantime, we are, as we say, we're going from where we were to where we're going to be. And we're in full transition mode. The show is changing all the time. It is. I love it because it's outgrown itself as it was, and it has to transition in order for it to be what it needs to be.
Well, we have to look like we're taking ourselves a little bit more seriously, don't we? That's what it is. Like, it was a 2-bit operation.
The issues that we're brought with, I think we've also had to take very, very seriously the issues that one's fraught with when one is doing something like this without a massive conglomerate behind them. When we're doing it independently,
especially as like people can say what they like, right, about targeted individuals and people considering themselves to be targeted individuals. People can say whatever they like. Unless you've actually experienced what happens, you can't. Like both me and Rox both still sit here and go and say, well, it might just be complete paranoia, man. Like it could just be, but so many coincidences, so many crazy. But the craziest things. Rox has her car moved and locked, and like moved all the way down the street, and it was locked when she got to it. And I had my car broken into and turned upside down inside. None of the valuable things.
We're not talking about recently, by the way. We're talking about
this wasn't recently. Yeah. This was 2020. This was 2020. The start of, or was it 2019?
I think it was 2019, actually.
Yeah, I think it was 2019, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was.
So just to remind everybody, we've been around since before lockdown and Divok and all of that. We were still doing this back before all of that started. So it was just like a little nudge to say, look, we've got keys to your cars. That means we probably got keys to your apartment. We basically, you're not safe. And what was going through my mind was not that anybody was going to kill me or anything like that, but if somebody can break into my car and then lock it up again, they don't have to take anything out, do they?
No, and it's 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other. One can think it in a negative way. One can also think of it in another, not even a positive way, really. You're either targeted or you're insulated or none. You're not a person of interest at all. I think it doesn't get any more complicated than that. For me, Rich, I feel that anyone that's out there that's publicly pushing against the narrative and not controlled up, they're a problem. Whether they've got 5 subscribers,
if they're speaking out,
5 million subscribers, to be
fair.
If
they're speaking out, right? Because plenty of people, maybe they're not buying it, but they're not actually actively speaking out, you know. But if they're speaking out in any way, like you say, even if they've only got fucking 10 subscribers and 15 friends on Facebook, but they're speaking out,
Yeah.
that's enough.
That's a
man.
problem.
Like,
That's a problem. That is an absolute
hands
problem.
down.
Yeah. Laptops do have their place, but for a cost of a good order. Shout out to Reverend Hull. I prefer 2-bit operations, Callum says. Lee Redpath, shout out to you as well. Globe 76, hey.
Reverend, I hope you're not talking about some sort of Tower of Babel thing there.
No.
The
Shout out to
smoking
Sarah in the
tower.
chat room as well. Rich, Sarah's in the chat room too.
Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Callum and DM and Sasquatch. Sasquatch, how you doing, buddy? You all right?
Yeah, for real. DN as well. I just see a few interactions there. Again, the chat room's a lovely place to be. This is a nice little impromptu live for me today. Rich, it's lovely to be here with you. Lovely.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Mm.
Always nice.
Mm.
We've got there's always something we want to talk about, isn't there? So
loads. I've got loads. Listen, don't get me started, Rich, on my life.
I think we need to get started, don't we?
Mm.
We'll try and keep it. We'll try not to get too go off on tangents.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Too deep.
We're streaming on
too
YouTube.
emotional about anything.
Mm.
So
Mm.
after I'll yield the floor, my darling.
Thank you. So for me, there's a lot of bits and pieces going on. I'm looking at a lot of bits and pieces online. There's a lot of things going on the ground. There's a few things that I'm going to, over the next month or so, try and get out on the road while Rich anchors and try and shine a light on a lot of these things that are at least going on my doorstep with regards to this country. Wherever I can get to on the roads in this country, I am going to go back to trying to get out, the things that are being censored. As we know, the internet's not a very nice place for things when you are trying to find the real truth about what's going on the ground. So that is something that we are really looking forward to bring to you all here on the Wide Awake Show. A bit of grassroots initiatives. As we know, local action has a national effect. And over these, how long
and
has
the
it
more
been?
eyes,
20 March to now, talking a couple of years. Just in those 2 years, I think people have catapulted themselves along their pursuit of truth. Because what were they given, Rich? A little bit of time, just a little bit of time to discern fact from fiction. And so, as I said, there's initiatives going on all across the country that we really do want to start shining a light on. So there's going to be a lot of projects going on in addition to the live shows. So yeah.
Yeah. And like with that in mind, I think what we need, every single one of you has got not every single one of you has got a smartphone, but most of you, I imagine, and quite a lot of you are actually watching this now on your smartphone, and it doesn't have to have that good a camera on it or microphone. All you have to do is hold it steady. That's all. Just hold it steady. Doesn't matter how good the microphone is or the camera. If it's a steady shot, then it's gold. And it's like say what you see. If you see something, if there's and this can be anything because we've got so many different things to look for. So you could be saying mud flood evidence. You found this, they've been building this new housing estate down the road, and they were digging the foundations, and they found some tunnels. Or like anything, if it's going on in your local area, send us the videos. If you've got something that that you think other people should be seeing as well, then send us a video. If you've got any, you know what I'm saying, basically. The problem with sending videos, is you can't send big videos on email, and that's what stops most people. But you can get a free on Android. I don't know about for iOS, probably for iOS as well, but certainly for Android in Google Play Store, you can get this file compressor, and it will compress your videos. I compressed a 9.9 gigabyte video down to less than a gigabyte in. It took like 15 minutes or something to compress it, but to send things on email and stuff, it normally has to be less than 200 megabytes. But if it's only a 3 or 4 minute video and you compress it, then it'll only be about 60 or 70 megabytes, and you'll be able to send it in an email. Just a little, because I know what stops people. Like people, I know that's what happened to me when
it's not user friendly, Rich. It's not user friendly.
Years and years and years ago, it was like before I was YouTube creating or knew anything about doing it. It was like I wanted to send somebody a video that I'd taken and said file too big, and I'm like, well, that's that then. How the fuck am I supposed to send it? The file's too big. What am I? Now you can get all these things to help you compress the files down. You might lose video quality. So if it's something that you need for HD 4K for, then yeah, it does have an impact. But certainly for audio stuff, a lot of the time it's what we hear as well, isn't it? You want to overhear people saying things. And what is crack-a-lacking? Well, dude,
it didn't bring me off mute. Sorry about that. Shout out to local experimentalists I see in the chat. What I did want to say is we're going to be speaking to Trinity 4 again, as there's an initiative to go to Speaker's Corner to mark the anniversary of us first all going there and taking the truth, the contentious topics that we went and set out to make socially acceptable conversations amongst one another a good few years ago, as Rich just mentioned, pre the Rona situation. So yeah, look out for that in the up and coming weeks, as we'll be talking to Dave and liaising and doing that. It'll be nice.
Trinity, Dave actually uploaded a cool video. Can I was it Dave? Yeah, I think it was Trinity and Sven. Sven got together with Trinity, and they did a live. It's not a live. Let me just find it.
No worries. So yeah, as a few of you may know, a good few years ago, a few of us set out to go to Speaker's Corner to take these contentious topics off of the internet, where there was already censorship going on way before Corona, way before the fact checkers started to step in and do what they were doing. And over 50 people came the first time we went and did that at Speaker's Corner. There's such an array of people, so many different people, and so many people that we met that day that joined, from quantum physicists to doctors to, all sorts of people from all walks of life. So yeah, it really was a monumental event. The people that have been there for a long time said it was a bit of a breath of fresh air. So yeah, it's the nostalgia of it's quite lovely, Rich, if I'm being honest with you. It doesn't feel like that many years has gone past, but to be fair, the whole lockdown situation kind of robbed us from a couple of years of all of our lives. So yeah, it's lovely. It's very good. What's that in the chat room?
Do you know what, Mother? They've like he's shadow back. Well, it's difficult to find.
Yeah, you see. Brian Evans says you're going to find out about Lionel's hidden story. Way off yet. Hidden story, eh? Hidden story, you say?
About what? Sorry, whose hidden story?
Brian,
Canelis.
Is that how you say it?
Canelis. Yeah.
All right. So while you're doing that, do you want to play one of that video that you said you were going to play? When we
yes, right. So after we came in with that woke leftist, this is Ben Hunter, our friend Ben Hunter. Now, we've been a little bit cheeky about how we got this, but Ben Hunter only has, at the moment, 1,520 subs. All right. Here is a link to his song. Here is a link to the video. Please go and check it out. Give it a like. give him a sub, tell him the Wide Awake show sent you, and here we go. I'm gonna take us out because
No worries.
all right.
Wokeism, locked in a prison, totalitarianism. Even Tom Cruise would tell you that this shit is impossible, but we must go hard for the mission. I've been underground thinking for a while, I can see that I developed tunnel vision. The government is gaslighting every one of us, telling us they said it when they didn't. All of their agendas are hidden, speaking up is forbidden. Oh, you wanna go abroad? You're kidding. I just kept my focus on the rhythm. Happy to be labelled as a villain, and for everyone that's ever done me wrong, you're forgiven. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Would you listen to the time that we live in? It's the hardest, meanest, cleanest, genius, deepest weakness we've ever seen. It's egregious, leaders, greedy, leeches. How you gonna try and ban them from the beaches? You will never stop this voice, come out as speakers. Revolutionary for the people, I believe. It's never been more apparent who the real G's are. We might need another visa. Things are broke, everyone's woke, and I can't cope. You can't say that, well I can't make a joke. Out with the old, in with the new, then it's not trending. Fuck you, country boy, I'm in the city, everybody dreams of a million. I'm just trying to find me a pretty one, and I'ma do the same shit with you. Tell me not to say it, I'll say it anyway. When did it become okay to get blamed, named and shamed by your neighbours again? But they both buy cocaine from the same dealers that grew up on the same damn lane, but still throw shade cause of COVID, and they war in the streets cause police ain't changed, and the kids get offended by video games. You're not holier than most, everybody's got skeletons and ghosts. Do we really live the life that we post? We don't need to see another talk show host brag or boast. The stars come and go, but their hearts never show. Like they're playing the game with a pack of cards they don't know. Looking for cards, you'll find them all in your soul. Comparing yourselves, getting out of control. Turn it around, we need to celebrate each other. Put the phone down, spend some time with your lover. Arguing about who's right, what colour, what type or gender, like I would remember. QR code, you download my new tune to your phone and share that with your bros. As long as they ain't woke, I'm still offended. Everyone's woke, and I can't cope. You can't say that, well I can't make a joke. Out with the old, in with the new, then it's not trending. Fuck you, country boy, I'm in the city, everybody dreams of a million. I'm just trying to find me a pretty one, and I'ma do the same shit Diddy done. Hey, cause everybody's woke. Hey, why we gotta be woke? Hey, it was just a joke. Hey, now everybody's woke, so I can't cope. No, cause everybody's woke, so everybody's woke. I said what? Everyone's woke, and I can't cope. You can't say that, well I can't make a joke. Out with the old, in with the new, then it's not trending. Fuck you, country boy, I'm in the city, everybody dreams of a million. I'm just trying to find me a pretty one, and I'ma do the same shit Diddy done. I'm still offended.
Not sure what's happened there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can now. No worries. I like that one. I like that one. We will get that fully loaded for you properly for the next stream. But I'm glad that he talked about some of the things that he did in that track there, because my question to you watching on now on a replay is this. Okay?
To stop believing bullshit just because a motherfucker tell you bullshit with a straight look on their face. We too old, we too smart, we too motherfucking good to believe shit don't make no fucking sense. You too old to be believing in evolution with your stupid motherfucking ass. Evolution say people came from monkeys, and the question is, why is there still monkeys, you dumb motherfucker, you? Is these the retarded monkeys? They didn't turn into people just yet. Get your stupid ass the fuck out of here. Tell my people it's time to stop believing bullshit.
It is, isn't it? Is it not time? Have we not come to the point with this Great Awakening where we can have the muggles stop believing most of the BS that's being pumped out there for generations? because some of the things that I'm coming across now, I'm like, are we not past that now? Are we not past the point where, like, he's raised a valid point. I yield the floor.
Yeah, it's but that's where. So we all have to agree, even if we might not agree about what it is that we've been lied to about. There's not enough lies that have been played out in real time in front of everybody. If you haven't seen it, you're dumb. You're just dumb. There's nothing that there's. Like, if people seriously haven't recognised it, then there's no hope for them. There is no hope for them. So rather than trying to wake them up, what we need to do is sort ourselves out, and eventually, they'll be reprogrammed. They just need to be reprogrammed, and the only way we can do that is to create something to reprogram them with.
I want to raise a point here, right? Because Callum Wilkinson, you have asked a great question, because I've just made the point the Great Awakening continues, and in many ways, it is continuing. Callum says, "Is it the Great Awakening?
Yeah.
Is it?" Because I get where Callum's coming from, because from some avenues, it looks like some people have, or some situations have doubled down. How have we got people that clearly, Rich, they clearly can see, that the Rona situation was one of the biggest disinformation campaigns in modern history, but in the same breath, they're standing with Ukraine.
This is why, because the awakening comes twofold. There's where we all awaken, right? All of us, we've all woken up. Everybody that's going to wake up has woken up. The second awakening is awakening to the fact that we're the only ones that are going to wake up.
Do you think, though? Do you think we're the only ones that are going to wake up?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think there's hope yet.
I think no, but that doesn't mean that everybody that seems asleep is asleep. I'm saying everybody that's going to wake up has woken up, but some of them might be still pretending to be asleep, just still going along with the.
I think because of fear of social reprisal, work, colleagues, the rest of it. Yeah. I think
fear
there's some
losing their job.
Yeah.
And especially the ones that are in prominent positions as well. Right, they're the biggest cowards. But, so I'm just looking at the chat room. This is so sorry, Jolly man.
Yeah, so sorry,
dude. Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, really sorry to hear that. Obviously, I've got a cat up there laid in my spot on the bed, and I love him to bits, man. So, and he's only been in my company for a couple of years. He wasn't my cat; he was a stray, and then he was somebody else's cat, and now I've adopted him. And it's only actually been my cat since Christmas Day, actually. So yeah, I totally feel for you, man. I actually I helped a friend of mine bury his cat. That was
harsh.
Yeah, it was weird as well. It's like, really, all I was there to do was to dig the grave. I was just a grave digger. That's all he wanted me there for, man. Anyway, yeah.
I want to bring something up, right? This is something I really want to talk about. It's something we've been talking about off air this morning, and I'm glad that we've got a space to talk about this, because I feel it's really, really important, right? We're talking about mass energy and, feelings that music gives us, situations can give people on a mass level. And I want to talk about one that I experienced this morning. Okay, I was feeling really all right. I got up for work this morning, got dressed and whatnot, went to work. And within about 5 minutes of leaving home, I was stuck in nose to tail traffic. When I mean, it was like dire straits. It was like sitting still for 5 minutes, moving every 5 minutes, like for about 10 feet. You can see hundreds of cars that way, this way, both lanes with traffic. Everyone was moving bit by bit. Buses were packed full. And I was in this traffic for the best part of an hour, and I must have moved about a quarter of a mile. Nothing. Just went along the road, did it right. And the way I felt completely zapped by the whole experience. Yeah. I felt like everyone's energy had played its part in having a knock-on effect in how other people are feeling. Now, I've spoken to a couple of people today that have said that to me without me even saying it to them. So I know there's something to this, because I genuinely didn't say anything. I waited to hear whatever the people were saying. And 2 other people have said it to me. They've said, you know what, I felt really zapped and stuck in traffic, and everyone looked really annoyed, everyone looked really unhappy, and after about half an hour of being in the traffic, they felt really zapped. And then it led on to them saying, other situations, and yourself, Rich, you spoke about it offline today. I think they're able to do things that I'm not sure if it's just people that are awake or people that are unawake as well that will be susceptible to this. And some people might call it radiation sickness, but it really had a profound effect. Has anyone else experienced anything like that? Rich, I yield the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I have my, because I really keep myself to myself, and I just I don't go out other than to walk Alfie and Canito. I feel in myself, I feel energy fluctuations, and some days I feel zapped. Some days my brain feels like it's been wrung out. So it's so I'm feeling it, but I'm not seeing it because, and I'm not. I don't have really any interactions with anybody. Enzo, occasionally when I see him, but he's always either working or asleep, so I don't see him very often. I see the girl at the end of the hall now, but it's literally just hi, bye. I don't have conversations. You're the only person I talk to, Rox. You and Sarah and Neil, when I speak to Neil. Lee, the couple of times I've spoken to Lee. Nathan, Nia. They're the only conversations that I have. I don't speak to anybody around me. Never. So, yeah. I know it's happening. I know that all these other people, they're all experiencing it as well. And don't forget you're muted. They're all experiencing it as well. It's just that they're not sharing that with me because I'm not part of their lives. I do my best to not be part of that. Anyone else is not around here. They're all unwitting energy vampires.
But it happens in shops. It happens in various other locations where they're playing a certain monotone kind of music. They've got a group of people in a room. It can very, very quickly affect the sway of people's mood, emotions.
When I go into what used to be Iceland, now it's the Overseas store. They haven't played it now, and now you don't have to wear your mask and stuff. But just by the way, shout out Guy Fawkes. Guy Fawkes. I spoke to Guy years ago, and I don't know if he remembers, but we talked about, I think it was Mandela Effect years ago, man. Back in the days of oh God, what's her name? Oh God, you'll know who I'm thinking about. She did the thing with the planes that stood still, and she just disappeared. What was her fucking name? Collective, something Collective.
Collective. What was it, Rich?
Collected, something collected, or collected something. Somebody in the chat will know. Please.
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember.
Affected Collective. Affected Collective. That was it.
Yes, that's it.
And there, GPK, he got it. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. And big up, Dead GPK, man. Good to see you. Thanks. It's been a while. God, look at that. GPK and Guy Fawkes. That's, like, we're talking 4 or 5 years.
Wow, love that.
I've totally lost my train of thought, so I yield the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rich. Thank you very much. So again, these things, I feel that these things are put in play because some people, like I think Guy Fawkes raised a really valid issue here. They're trying to make it as difficult as possible for people to go out and enjoy themselves.
They don't want anyone
enjoy
enjoying
life, or just enjoy anything that life's got to give at the moment. They're not allowed to go out and have a peaceful experience. There's people in general are fraught, with situations that are beyond their control when they're out there, that put them into situations like that affects their mood, their whole spirit. And he's right. They want people inside their house ordering their food to their homes, sitting in front of
they don't want people connecting. They don't want people connecting and sharing their stories with each other, and and getting on and realizing, oh man, you're actually not so bad, are you? Oh, you're going through exactly the same shit as me.
Look at the absolute state of things. Sarah raised this point the other day about, when you look at the international state of play at things, look at the absolute mess that we're in at the moment. Yeah, the Great Awakening, and it's not going to be an easy path, but look at the mess that we're in just now. Look, society has never been as polarized as they are just now. Let's be honest.
I mean, part of me...
I see a meme. I've got to say this before I forget. I see a meme this morning. Donald Trump Jr., he shared this meme on Instagram. I thought it absolutely pretty much encapsulates where we're at the moment. You've got the pregnant lady, and the doctor's like, he's just done the scan, and she's like, so, what is it? Is it a boy or is it a girl? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about that. Like, we'll let school decide. We'll let school decide. It's not about me telling you whether it's a boy or girl anymore. Right. Baby be born, baby go to school, and baby will select their own gender.
I like the other. There's another one as well. I forget who it was that posted it. I think it might have been Elon. Another one that says, "We're just waiting to see if it's going to be a reptilian or a reptilian or an alien. Basically, if the baby's going to be reptilian or alien." Yeah.
So, like, for me, I'm like, this is pretty much where we are. I don't think we've ever been as polarized as we are just now. All of these things that have been brought in to divide people by race, class, creed, gender.
But we've been told, right? We've been told for as long as we know, really, since the Bible. In the Bible, it says that the wheat shall be separated from the tares. So there is a division.
I'm not saying I'm not poo-hooing the Bible or anything.
No.
Right?
Well, you know how I feel about the Bible.
The Bible wasn't written by the Most High, was it?
I mean, yeah. You know how I feel about the Bible. What I'm saying is the programming has been there that we're going to be divided. There's going to be a split, and it's going to be them versus us.
Yeah,
left versus right, good versus bad, the wheat versus the wheat and the chaff. It's been programmed into us for as long as we can, as long as we know, for our entire lives and the entire lives of our parents. Maybe not our parents' they had a slightly different upbringing to ours, but our parents, I think they were like the baby boomers. Our parents were the baby boomers, weren't they?
Yeah, and just like the meme said, we'll let the school decide, right? School dictated a lot of things to us when we were, 4 or 5 years old. We were like sponges at that age, right? I'm wondering if anyone's in the chat room can, humor me on this one, because this was a question I had at 5.5, 6 years old. What year was 1 BC?
Well, it was 1 BC, wasn't it? It was a year. Well, it was like 2 years before 1 AD.
I was told at that age that was a really stupid question to be asking, but
Well, of
at
course
that
it
age,
is.
it was really valid. I thought that's
Rox,
going to give me the answers
excuse
what I
me,
know.
excuse me, but of course it's a stupid question.
Well,
I
stupid.
mean, 1 BC, obviously,
Audacity.
where you gonna go if you go BC? Well, obviously A B C D E. So the next is going to be AD, isn't it? BC AD EFG, because that's how the alphabet works.
Mhm.
And also, it's just like on a graph where you go from negative to positive. So 1 BC, and it just it makes absolute sense. But then is it? But then
My point as a 5-year-old,
zero?
I just
Is
wanted
it
to
zero
know.
AD? Is it
I
just
just wanted to
AD?
know at a young age. I just wanted to know. I know that's what we're calling it historically, but in the day, what were they walking around and saying the year was?
We've had two calendars since then, the
Yeah,
Julian and the Gregorian.
Gregorian. The
So
Gregorian's a thorn in my side. That one.
I
I
mean,
don't know why.
the
Every time I
Julian
hear the
calendar.
word Gregorian, I hear it in a Welsh accent. I don't know why. I don't know
So
why I hear it in a Welsh accent, but I do.
when you hear Gregorian,
I don't know. It's just that is exactly what I hear in my head.
Gregorian, it's
Yeah.
a fucking Gregorian, the Gregorian calendar. But but the Julian calendar is not that much better. And also, so it was when the Gregorian calendar came in.
Yeah.
That was when the 1st of April used to be the start of the new year.
Yeah.
And when the Gregorian calendar came in, they
Mhm.
called it April Fool's Day because, you fools, it's the Gregorian calendar now. You're all fools if you're still going to the Julian calendar. And that's where April Fool's Day comes from.
Well, see, you got like a double whammy of a red pill with that. I love that. And if you're new to all of this, please do take note. And if you want to ask questions as we're going along, and if you're in the chat room and you see any questions being asked and you can help, by all means,
Hey,
go for it.
and if
But
it turns out I'm
me,
talking out of
these
my
layers,
fucking ass and you can prove it, if it turns out I'm talking out of my ass and you can prove it, please show
love that.
me, because I'm one of these people that will go, oh, I've been talking out of my ass. Shit.
But these are all the layers, aren't they? These are all the layers that you've got to peel back before you start getting to the mother of all lies, the who, where, and why. Yeah, that trifecta, that inner trifecta, that they're so desperate, absolutely holding on for dear life to keep from us. And as much as things are being pushed to the surface just now, as much as things are being put right in front of people's faces, they're still holding on for dear life. What do you think it's going to take, Rich, over the next, 12 to 18 months that's really going to maybe catapult the Great Awakening to a new plateau, if you will?
In all honesty, I don't know, because I actually thought that it really would have been catapulted by now. I thought that it would have been in mainstream news by now. I would have thought mainstream news would have been taken down by now, but they haven't been. And now it's like, oh yeah, it was really unrealistic for me to think that, and I realised it was unrealistic. It's completely this whole plan has been going for hundreds of years.
Been ingrained for an incredibly
We're
long
not
time, Rich. You're right.
we're not going to be able to
Incredibly
just we're not just with a couple of Facebook and YouTube videos and stuff. We're not going to be able to bring down the cabal. We're not going to be able to bring them down. We've got to, not like we can bring them down by not paying for them, not giving them our money, not by boycotting their corporations, by creating our own businesses, sustainable, doing our own energy, not buying into their systems. Right, we can do that and know that the Most High, God, the divines, whatever you want it to be, fucking super aliens on the good side. Who cares? They'll sort it out in the background, because all of this election, politicians, Hollywood, even the corporate elites, right? It's all background stories.
Yeah.
All background stories. Not one of us is actually living in that life. We're living in our lives, which are pretty shit because we're focused on all of this shit. So let's focus on something else, on it. Well, you know, let's focus on the right thing. Let's focus on the right things.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do right now, because I was in response to whoever it was said it's 2012.
Sorry.
2012 may not have happened yet. I suddenly thought, yeah, well, in the Hebrew calendar, it's actually what day is it in the right. Oh my God. See, this is it's all about confusion. It's all about confusing us. So Hebrew, did you know that Hebrew is a dead language? Do you know when it was resurrected as a language again?
Go on.
It wasn't until the 16 or 1700s.
No. You see, all these dates are so ski-whiffed. How are we supposed to discern the real from fake?
It doesn't actually say what number what year and stuff it is. It's right. No, what number of days and common year? No, I just want to know what. Right, there we go. It's the year 3761. Oh no, the first year was 3761 BC. What? No, this.
I look preoccupied as well. I'm just trying to grab the soundbite that I had lined up that's now gone because they snatched it from me. So yeah, sorry if I look distracted there. Rich, my apologies.
No, you're right, because I can't actually see, because I'm trying to focus on this Hebrew calendar to find out what the bloody day is today in the Hebrew calendar.
And this is it. The dates are so ski-whiff. We don't really know what year it is, what day it is. How can we say for sure?
Well, we do. No. We do know what day it is. I know exactly what day it is today.
Go on.
It's today. It's now. It's today. It's the only day that matters today, right now. Toby and Tucker, how you doing? Yo, I just made my morning. Oh, you made our morning, babe. Marve, how are you doing? And Indigo Day. Marve and Indigo Day.
Just double checking I've got it. 1 second.
Reverend Hull, good to see you. Callum. Odinga Mabutu. What a cool name, man. Good to see you. Good to meet you. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm so glad this because we've been talking to, like, you know, Bible references and whatnot. Oh, really? Have they taken it away from me again? No way. No, they haven't. Right. So Bible references. Now, obviously, we know Hollywood is coming to an end in some way, shape, or form. Things about Disney have been pushed to the surface to the point where it's become common conversation amongst families. Now, Megan Fox for me is a stickler. There's bits and pieces going on with Amber Heard that I want you to bring up about Johnny Depp and whatnot, in any way you can. But obviously, I don't know if any of you have seen the video that's been circulating about Megan Fox
drinking blood.
Right? We don't need to see her Hollywood self. I just want you to just listen to a tiny little excerpt I've got here.
Just a few drops. But yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes. This is a very intense relationship and it's cyclical. And so it gets to these points where, like, we have to do cleansings. I'd gotten to a point where I was like, we need an adrenaline injection of God in this relationship. And so we went to Costa Rica and we had Peruvian shamans who administered the ayahuasca. He went and he sat to be given his ayahuasca and everybody else was being given one glass of ayahuasca because it was our first night. And the shaman says something in her native language, and then the interpreter is like, we need to give you 3 doses because you have such a dark, sad spirit standing behind you, like an actual like demonic spirit hovering over him. To no one's surprise, anyone that knows him, we're all like, no, when I tell that story, nobody's like, oh my God, everybody's like, and then what?
So there you go.
Right. That doesn't surprise me at all. That she's got a dark spirit hanging behind her. It's just nobody realizes what that dark spirit is. Everybody thinks that it's got some sort of power, and even the monks, the shamans and whatever, that you like. There's a certain amount of respect that you have to give to these entities because they're real. You have to respect that they're real, but you have to respect. But what you also have to realize is that as a physical, incarnated, living man or woman, you're the authority here in this realm. Now, if you're fucking around in their realm, they're the authority and they've got power over you, but they can't do shit to you in this realm. Because in this realm, you can banish them from this realm. You can banish them from your presence. You can say you have absolutely no right to even materialize or manifest anywhere near me, and neither is anything that you do. Like you can completely negate their ability to do anything, but you can't negate their existence.
I'm tying this into what we're saying about them promoting negative energy. This is what they use people like Maria, what's her name? Maria Abramovich, the spirit.
Yeah.
They use people like that. They harness people like that because they have to. They're fighting for their lives. They don't want people to be living positive, happy lives, doing things and enjoying their life. They want people to be riled up. They want people to be tense. They want people to be anxious. They want people to be fearful, worried. This is why they're doing the whole "the sky is falling" campaign and fear and pushing the nuclear energy and the weapons.
And remember what I said about background stories. Abramovich. It's a background story. Do you know her? Do I know her? No. Will we ever meet her? No, never. I mean, we could set out to. We could focus on Abramovich, and we could actually get to meet her, right? But what we'd find is somebody that's not really real. If we were able to find her, we wouldn't find her. We'd find the representation of her. Which is just a character. At the end of the day, even if we met her, all we'd get would be her character. We wouldn't get the inner her. We wouldn't ever be able to speak to to what's inside her. Only what's being allowed to come out, and because of who she is and what she does and what she's connected to, and the narrative that's sewn into her. I mean, in a way, this is how these people are cursed. Because there is no breaking. Right, we can change our lives. We can change our story. We can change our story. We can become a different character, right? You can become a different character, a different persona. You don't have to be the person that you've been told to be or that you've been told that you are. You are whatever or whoever you want to be. They're not. They're not, because they're background characters in our story. They're fixed. Johnny Depp will be Johnny Depp all the way through my life. And maybe he'll get a character change in the background story of Johnny Depp. Maybe he won't. Amber Heard is always going to be Amber Heard in my background story. She's always going to be Amber Heard. She can't be anybody else. And maybe in reality, she's real. That is her. Maybe that is Amber Heard. Maybe she's actually one of the best actresses in the world. And whenever the camera's not there and whenever they're not actually on film, she's just like you or me. The reality of it is we don't know, do we? We don't know. All we do is sit here and make assumptions based on what we're presented. And what we're presented, we're only being presented it to make us make assumptions.
exactly. We're getting presented so that we get bottlenecked down that thought process.
You've just muted yourself, babe.
So this is unfortunately what we're seeing with people that have doubled down.
And now I've just muted you. I'm going to solo you because you did me. So I'm going to solo you.
So
see?
yeah, this is what they're doing. They're doing this with people that have doubled down on the narrative, and this is what we're experiencing when we're going through this with people now, with people that you're working with people that you're socially connected to, people that you've just seen kind of tentatively put their head above the parapet and say, all right, yeah, I know the masks weren't all that, and I know I shouldn't have been doing this, but again, they've doubled down on the next news narrative. I do believe, I can't remember who wrote it in the chat room, but someone further up did say that, you know, that's what the mainstream media are doing. They're pushing harder than they've ever pushed before, Rich.
They've tripled down. They've tripled down, man. They are like, and so are people. People are tripling down. It's like,
yeah.
I saw somebody the other day. I saw it was a video, but it was an old man in a supermarket where nobody has to wear masks anymore, and he's got his mask on, and he's at the exit. He's not even in there. He's at the exit, and one of the security guards has stood there, basically saying to him, "Okay, sir, thanks very much. Have a nice day. See you later." And this guy is just like, you can't hear what he's saying, but he's basically having a go at the security guard that nobody's got masks on and that he hasn't got his mask on, right? And then he gets out a bottle of mace, and he's threatening it as if he's being threatened. And the security guy's like, "Okay, man, look, you have a nice day." He's been really, really nice to him. "Have a nice day. See you later." And the guy's like, "Yeah." And then he just loses it and fucking launches at the guy and pushes at him, nearly falls over, and then stands up, puts the mace back in his pocket, and is just like, you know, "I'm righteous and right in what I'm doing." And he's got a mask up to his eyes like this, you know? And it's like, that guy was really scared. He was actually afraid. That's why he was doing that. He was stood there, and in his mind's eye, there's all these little germs flying around, and they're all flying out of that guy's mouth, and they're flying around everybody, everywhere, and all around him. And he's just like, "Oh my God," you know? Imagine living in that level of fear.
Fear. To me, I can't visualize it, Rich, but this is where we're at. There's levels to this, and there's people, like I said, that have doubled down in more senses than a word. And these people are people that primitively would have been prepared to put their head above the parapet 6 to 8 months ago, but there's so much fear projection going on. There's so much pounding of it going on 24/7 that they've had no choice but to socially go back into their shell and just conform.
The best thing is that now that we can all see who's who, right? This is where the split's taken place. Now they've lifted all the mandates. Now that you don't have to wear a mask unless you want to, and you're entitled to not wear a mask if you don't want to. Now that they've introduced pronouns and on all of the social media sites and everything, it's all about pronouns. What pronoun are you? Right? You can tell exactly who somebody is. If they wear a mask and they give you their pronouns, you know who they are. And you can just say, "Okay then, nice to meet you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye." And exit stage left very quickly. Don't bother even trying to engage them, because there's not going to be any engaging of them, because all that's going to happen is going to be, "No comment, no comment, no comment. You're racist. You're racist. You're misogynist." That's all.
Actually, where is that video? You need to play it again. Where is it?
Oh, yeah, let's play it again. Good call.
Get it on.
If something as nebulous as freedom, then you can't encroach on others.
I'm not sure I understand. Is nebulous as freedom?
The concept of a nebulous freedom. The concept of a nebulous freedom.
The concept of a nebulous freedom.
They don't have a specific title, a specific reason for being here. They're all over the place, and all they're doing is suppressing Ottawa residents, Ottawa businesses. We are being harassed and held hostage for their supposed encroachments on freedom. What does a single white man have to say to anybody about a bodily autonomy freedoms?
I'm not sure what race has to do with it.
I didn't say anything about race.
You said a white man.
Single white man, sure, race.
Okay, so I mean, what does race have to do with it? When I look at people that are gathering here today, it's right across the multi-diverse spectrum.
No more comments.
Oh, okay then. Well, by the way, when it says convoy go home, didn't the convoy go home in February?
They called it a convoy. It's a convoy.
You mean this gathering here? Is that a convoy?
Please go away.
Okay then.
No more comments.
Right.
No more comments.
It just seems to
No
be...
more comments. No more comments.
No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more comments. No more
Her operating system crashed. Well said. Well said. Poor thing shaking the whole time. I saw that as well, Sarah. She was holding the ball.
She started shaking, right? And let me just point out as well, I didn't copy and repeat anything, right? Except at the beginning where she says, what is it she says about freedom? Some nebulous. A nebulous freedom. What the fuck is a nebulous freedom? A nebula is something that was given to us by NASA, for one thing. So there you go. So a nebulous freedom is a big fucking imaginary ball of shit freedom. Is that what you're saying?
Rich, while we're thinking about that, we've been going for an hour. Can you go for it and play the other Ben Hunter track while we get ourselves a beverage and get nice and comfy for the next couple of bits and pieces that we want to roll through? I'm trying to go nice and steady. I'm trying to take my time and not kind of ramble across things too quickly.
No worries. Well, like these tracks are like 3 minutes and 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, right? So I'll play both of them. All right. So you got like 6 minutes, peeps. See you soon.
Great.
It's raining sunlight over the walls of Jericho. We're living through wild times and nobody wanna let it go. Why do we fear them? Repressing our emotions cause we never know. We're constantly divided, and that's the reason that we all lose control. We all need each other while we pretending, till we come back together, it's never ending. All the money in the world cannot help us mend. All my demons are now behaving like my friends. I've been through hell, I can't go back there again. Who do you tell when there's no one listening? I got 10 reasons, but I keep them all within. We keep on building walls, but hope they let us in. It's raining sunlight over the walls of Jericho. We're living through wild times, and nobody wanna let it go. Why do we fear them? Repressing our emotions cause we never know. We're constantly divided, and that's the reason that we lose control. We've been judging one another a double standard. We've been leaving one another feeling abandoned. We've been posting pictures, posing outside of mansions. We've forgotten everything that makes us bloody human. We cannot continue on with things that we're abusing. We've been down this lonely road before and we're improving. How can we make up for all the time that we've been losing? Only when our consciousness elevates to the truth. It's raining sunlight over the walls of Jericho. We're living through wild times and nobody wanna let it go. Oh, why do we fear them? Repressing our emotions cause we never know. We're constantly divided, and that's the reason that we lose control. We keep building walls, when this kingdom falls, I'll be standing tall, overall, under none. Revolution has just begun. Peace signs, no loaded guns. Speaking up for the lonely ones, atheists and the holy ones. Black, white, Muslim too. Sikh, Islam, Hindu, Jew. I see you, I bleed the same blood that you do. I feel the same pain that you do. I know we all have our differences, but the magic isn't always voodoo. Love is universal, and who knew that this world could be so unusual? It's raining a million shades of sun on the walls that we gotta stop building. I feel so grateful today that I woke up to make a change for my unborn children. I feel like talking the truth as I throw my doubts off the roof. I've killed them, chilled them, put them on ice, battle my vices, more life. I don't want to get to the end of the road, look back and ask why I never made changes. Comfort's dangerous, love my neighbour, we are not strangers. We are not strangers, comfort's dangerous, love thy neighbour, we are not strangers. Trying to rise now, yeah, the bottom looking smaller than it ever did. And when you realise that you all you got, bet your memories all start to feel irrelevant. Yeah, I call it personal development. I'm working on my character and tasting the medicine I've dished out. Dear diary, I'm just trying to write this list down. Clarity of voice, I no longer hear the pen cry. Just the ink and the words that defend my life on the brink of success. But I think I need another drink. I'm skating on thin ice. I'm skint and my rent's high, but I just couldn't drop it. Still I keep people over profit, no doubt. But when money makes the man, how you got a lot to shout about. Pound signs turned a wise man blind. You've been killing for that money, bet that murders your life. One of the greatest regrets in your life is being what others want you to be, yeah. Don't worry about who doesn't like you. Better be yourself before you find your love. One of the greatest regrets in your life is being what others want you to be, yeah. Don't worry about who doesn't like you. Better be yourself before you find your loss. I need time and I need space, and I don't know which way to go. On a night like this, when the road's so cold, as I write my fears, it's been 10 long years, and the tattooed tears and a broken heart is an open wound, and the vocal moved out photographed, and I know it's dark, cause the flame won't last. But I need time. Dear past, I thank you for the lessons. Dear future, I am ready for my blessings. Dear present, I'm grateful for the moment, cause at the moment I'm feeling like a king. I don't really think I'm cut out for this. All these cardboard cutouts will counterfeit. I'ma flip out, then rip out, then kick out the fate. Got a grip on, you slip on the record. I spit on a second to take up that weapon and aim. If the mic is my trigger, my tongue is to blame. Breathe life in a game, then I kill it again. I'ma build up, then fill up the page with my pain. Now it's blood red thoughts leaking on the paper. Life took me places that I could never take. Yo, let me down roads that you would never walk through. Encounter people I wish I never talked to. Can't waste time, can't afford to. So when it's negative, I know I need to move on. I used to hate it when they said I'd never do it, but now I'm living proof for the people that I prove wrong. One of the greatest regrets in your life is being what others want you to be, yeah. Don't worry about who doesn't like you. Better be yourself before you find your love. One of the greatest regrets in your life is being what others want you to be, yeah. Don't worry about who doesn't like you. Better be yourself before you find your loss. I need time and I need space, and I don't know which way to go. On a night like this, when the road's so cold, as I write my fears, it's been 10 long years, and the tattooed tears and a broken heart is an open wound, and the vocal booth that photographed, and I know it's dark. You better be yourself before you find your loss. I need time and I need space, and I don't know which way to go. On a night like this, when the road's so cold, as I write my fears, it's been 10 long years, and a tattooed tears, and a broken heart is an open wound in the vocal booth that I photographed, and I know it's dark, cause the fame won't last. But I need time.
You're muted as well, you know. You're muted.
I didn't know. I timed that bad. I was like, "Hi, everyone."
I was trying to get that video to play right, and it wasn't, and everything was frozen, and then I got the fucking spinning rainbow wheel, and I was like, "Oh, mate." Anyways,
it's all good. Listen, I'm gonna try and be as effective as I can.
Right.
Sorry, bruv. I think there might be a little bit of a lag. It might be on my end as well. Sorry. So I was actually going to say to you and the viewers, if you would like a little bit more time, because the next subject I want to go into is something that's come out in the mainstream media today. Well, the tail end of it has anyway, as always, the tail end of it. It's a really dark red pill. It is a red pill, but it's something it's commonly spoken about. It can be casually tossed across the dinner table without anyone having a blink of an eyelid. Do you remember the Judge Kavanaugh situation?
I certainly remember the name.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, I remember Judge Kavanaugh.
Okay. Do any of you in the chat room remember the Judge Kavanaugh situation? It really doesn't matter if you do or you don't. If you are keeping your eyes on the children, because for me, as I said to you the other day, Rich, and to any of the viewers that remember, the one thing that will unify humanity is children. It's children. And a lot of you might be thinking, what children are you talking about? Children that need to be saved, children that have been abducted, children that have been abused, children that maybe haven't even been born yet.
Can I just ask a question?
All of them.
Are there children outside in the background? Can I hear children?
Yes.
There we go. Look at that. What a synchronicity. What a synchronicity. All I could hear while you were talking was children playing.
What time is it? It's now 10 to 4, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's good. What a perfect time, man.
It's 10 to 4, so the children are playing in the playground that's nearby, so you can hear them. So, yeah, that's incredibly apt. And children, the majesty of life in their own right.
Legacies. They're your legacies.
Yeah. So it's about children. So I would rather if you could just maybe play one more track, because I was getting a few bits and pieces prepared there, and I didn't get a chance to.
No worries, leave it with me.
I want you to prepare yourselves. I'm not telling any of you to tune out. That's the last thing I'm doing, but I'm just warning you that you just might not like where I'm going with this conversation. But unfortunately enough, just like it's unfortunate that we've been lied to about the shape of the earth, and there's a lot of people that really would wish that I would just shut up about it. Do you know that? Do you know how many people have just given me that look and they've gone, oh.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, what people need to realise is it is kind of fundamental. We're talking about fundamentals here. If you think you're on a ball that's spinning that was a result of an accident and that we came from nothing, then I can understand why you have absolutely no connection to what is around you, to each other, to the possibility you think that it's possible that there's no God whatsoever, that aliens might exist, that me sitting here saying we have the most authority as living men and women. We have more. If we to go into any court in the land as a living man or woman, you are the highest authority within that court. If you have all your postal mechanics in order, if you have your certificate of it's called something. It's a it's like a certification of life, but because you can't get your living birth, your live birth certificate. But if you've got that and you've got all your paperwork in order and you know how to speak, you know how to conduct yourself, you are the highest authority in that court, any court in the land. So people need to really, 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 really start to realise this.
Yeah.
So that
shout out to Tapper as well. Brett Michael Kavanaugh is the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States and was nominated by Donald Trump on 9th of July 2018. He's served since October 6, 2018. Yeah.
So this is kind of key, right? Because this is something that unites us. Even if you believe you live on a globe and that we're an accident and that everything's all about science, this still applies. In a court, as a living man or woman, you're the highest authority in the court. So that's how they've got us, is through legalese, through things being legal, because it's only legal in the maritime law and corporate law, and it's not actually living common law or the law of the land. So yeah, sorry.
No worries.
Sorry.
So with respect to Judge Kavanaugh, these next 2 months are going to be like nothing we've ever seen. If you are, and I'm not going to, because we're on YouTube, remember, there are possibly five or six, I think maybe 5 patriot justices that are defending the children in said situation. And as you know, the anti-human forces are going to be out there like never before. So there's a kind of precursor to where I'm going with this after we play a track and let you guys and girls get prepared. Because if you've been watching the mainstream media, as I said, you'll have seen the tail end of this come out on the mainstream media. And as you know, there's always a little nuance from their mainstream media in some way, shape or form, but it's actually about a much bigger issue that's going on for people that are, as I said, anti-human. So yeah, please pin your logos back and get prepared. But I would suggest just taking a little breather and letting you all decide whether you want to stay tuned for this or not. I'm going to be as delicate as I can because, as I said, we're on YouTube, so I can't be too gratuitous with what we're talking about, but I will give you the ethos of it. But yeah, if you could play maybe the 5-minute filler or something, just so that I can get a drink and you all can get prepared.
We'll do. See you in a sec, guys.
this is gonna be a bit mad, like the way I've written it and that. Do you know where we go from here? Do you know where we go from here? I got no idea. It just feels like we're going round in circles. Tell me, do you feel the same? And nothing seems to change. I know they say patience is a virtue. I just wanna turn the page. Are we living in a cage? This world got me feeling like a germ. What's the aim of the game? How'd I stay in my lane when progression moves slower than the turn? Where we go from here, I got no idea. It just feels like we're going round in circles. Tell me, do you feel the same? And nothing seems to change. I know they say patience is a virtue. I just wanna turn the page. Are we living in a cage? This world got me feeling like a germ. What's the aim of the game? How'd I stay in my lane when progression moves slower than the turn? Where'd we go from here? Do you know where we go from here? Do you know? Is the question. I'm just looking for directions. Let's say the blind leads the blind, but what's the use to your eyes if everywhere you look there's deception? Designed to walk in perception. The lies get applauded, but the truth gets an awkward reception. Critical thought is a weapon, or that's how it feels when you're caught in possession. Won't be a good slave, ignore the oppression. Got fire in your soul, they call it aggression. They even want us in the morgue or detention. Form of depression or distorted connections. Turn your daughter into a whore with infections. Got your son thinking drug laws is profession. The ones enforcing the laws never mention. Judges watching child porn with a morbid obsession. Probably snorting wrong before the court is in session. Where'd we go? Where'd we go from here? Do you know where we go from here? Sick of living in a war zone like it's Baghdad. My ex threw everything I owned in a black bag. I broke a phone, she spat in my boat like I'd have that. I grabbed her by the throat and I spat back. Trying to type a postcode into the sack now, but had nowhere else to go, so I scratched that and just sat there, looking up at the sky with a blank stare. There's no solid foundations, just stand here. Noisy neighbors, racists and shanks here. Limitations, masons and tanks here. Starvation and slaves to the bank here. I feel skanked here. No. Where we go from here, I got no idea. It just feels like we're going round in circles. Tell me, do you feel the same? And nothing seems to change. I know they say patience is a virtue. I just wanna turn the page. Are we living in a cage? This world got me feeling like a germ. What's the aim of the game? How'd I stay in my lane when progression moves slower than the turn? Where we go from here, I got no idea. It just feels like we're going round in circles. Tell me, do you feel the same? And nothing seems to change. I know they say patience is a virtue. I just wanna turn the page. Are we living in a cage? This world got me feeling like a germ. What's the aim of the game? How'd I stay in my lane when progression moves slower than the turn? All this going round in circles makes me nauseous. Is this the Matrix? Cause if you're Morpheus, I'll leave now, I'll meet you at the coordinates. I refuse to be subordinate or an ornament. When there's a war on the poor and less fortunate, the black mortality rates are disproportionate. Competing with each other like it was a tournament. While the elite are eating popcorn in the audience. The promises the politician makes are fraudulent. Still we wait for a glorious metamorphosis. Will the underdog ever be victorious? I'm just curious. Where'd we go from here? I got no idea. Do you know where we go from here? Where we go from here? I got no idea. If you see me at the crossroads, can you help me? Cause I'm feeling kinda lost, bro. They say I must grow. Where it's colder than Moscow, I kinda feel at home when my mops roll. If you see me at the crossroads, can you help me? Cause I'm feeling kinda lost, bro. They say I must grow. Where it's colder than Moscow, I kinda feel at home when my mops roll. Do you know where we go from here? I got no idea. I just feel like we're going around in circles. Tell me, do you feel the same? That nothing seems to change. I know they say patience is a virtue. I just wanna turn the page. Are we living in a cage? This world's got me feeling like a German. What's the aim of the game? How'd I stay in my lane when progression moves slower than a turn? Where we go from here, I got no idea. I just feel like we're going around in circles. Tell me, do you feel the same? And nothing seems to change. I know they say patience is a virtue. I just wanna turn a page. We're living in a cage. This world got me feeling like a journalist. What's the aim of the game? How'd I stay in my lane when progression moves slower than a turtle? Progression moves slower than a turtle. Yeah, man. You know? Just thinking out loud, man. Red pill trill. Where we go from here, man? Someone give me a map or something, man.
Where do we go from here, man? Rox is stepped away, probably to make tea. Probably what's happened is she stepped away to make tea. And while
I'm
she
here.
stepped...
I'm here. I've just had to come off camera. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to come off camera because the lag was getting ridiculous. It was glitching all the way through. It was stopping the track and everything. I couldn't hear the track properly. And I thought, right, do you know what? Come off camera.
Come off camera, man.
I promise you all, I'm still here. I'm still as is. I'm right here. But just for purpose of the severity of what I'm about to talk about, I'd rather it not glitch out and it not start lagging as I'm speaking. And I noticed that the issue started momentarily after I stated the severity of what I was about to start talking about. So be it that we are here, shout out to Mighty Atom there. I see you there in the chat room.
Yeah, shout out Mighty Atom. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Sorry, dude.
No worries. Okay, so this is monumental in the stakes of what's going on within the abortion realm. I know that it's a really, really contentious topic, and I'm really sorry for having to bring up this uncomfortable, contentious topic. You know, my body, my choice, and all that, and abortions and late-term abortions, and this is where we are. Go on.
It's not a simple subject. This is the thing. No. People have their opinion about it, but it's not a simple subject because there are all different circumstances under which somebody might think about having a termination, and they're not. So, you know,
it is clear cut though. You know, the old guard wants abortions to go ahead. The old guard wants abortions.
If you said to, I'm surprised nobody suggested that there'll be late term up to a year after birth abortions. You know, that wouldn't surprise me if somebody on the left turned around and suggested that.
Yeah. It's as I said, it's a very, very contentious topic. This is where the seat that's in the old guard's realm is going to have a sway in this. Obviously, the American president at the moment, POTUS, is obviously going to be for abortions happening. Poster boy for the old guard, which most of the
I mean, he's gone even further than Obama, his boss before him, who is arguably still his boss now. He's gone even further than him, like saying you have to affirm your children and stuff. And you know, he's all about being able, teachers, strangers, complete strangers who are only with your children for a year, being allowed to have private discussions with them about sexuality and stuff, and not talk to you about it, but have it be completely in secret. And like, it's like 3-year-olds. Can you imagine some, should we say a transgender?
Just stay there. I've just got to deal with one sec.
Yeah, a transgender person teaching a class of 3-year-olds, talking to them about sexuality, and you're not allowed to know what it is that they talked about. You're not allowed to know the secret conversations that they're having with your children, and they're only with your kids for a year. So, yeah, it's not a pleasant subject. It's not a pleasant thing to think about, but we have to draw the line. We have to draw a line because they're all about tolerance and inclusivity and everything, and like I am as well. But I'm not up for promoting things that shouldn't be promoted, and I'm not up for allowing things to become commonplace that shouldn't be commonplace. You know?
Right, I agree with them. Sorry, I just want to respond to Guy Fawkes. Yeah. It's not got anything to do with Biden. As I said, Biden's just their pin-up boy just now, and that guy doesn't even know who he is. Let's be honest.
Very true. Absolutely, very, very true.
As the pin-up boy, he's just going to be the pin-up boy for protesting that abortions have got to go ahead.
But I'll tell you what, though, like
Exactly,
so
he's a puppet. Well said.
He's a shadow of the man that he once was, if he is indeed even that, right? But in that programming, within that grey custard that is in between his ears, there are still these really left-wing things that, like, he would have pushed for. He's still pushed for. He pushed for that bill that criminalised an awful lot of dark-skinned people in America, right? Didn't he? He was behind that. I forget what it was called. The bill. He wrote that bill, basically.
As the chat room saying, Biden is the puppet. I agree with what Sarah's saying on many levels. It is a massive distraction to be bringing this up in the middle of what's been going on for the last 2 years, with everything else being brought to the surface as well.
Just like Johnny Depp. Just like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, just another distraction. Like, because you've got some people that won't be distracted by Johnny Depp.
Exactly.
So they need to distract them with politics.
Exactly.
Basically. And is there anything going on in sport? Because you've got people that need to be distracted by sport because they don't care about Hollywood and they don't care about politics. All they care about is
Sorry, one sec.
boom. Kick the ball. Well, sis told you a couple of years ago, Ukraine will take care of Biddy Boy. I saw somebody posted something saying basically that's what Elon Musk is here to do. Elon Musk is here to basically expose. And if you look at what Elon Musk is saying on Twitter, let me see if I can find it. Bear with me 1 second. Elon Musk. Twitter. Bear with me. Oh my God, there's a bear with me. Help! Gosh darn it. I'm not going to bother signing in, thank you. I just want to see where it is. See if I can find this. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to.
They say never work with animals, right? Or young children, and I'm trying to sit here contenting the dog. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back. 1 second.
Twitter's not going to, I can't remember my password for Twitter, so just if you look at what Elon Musk is saying about basically, he's bringing up things like, when are we going to see somebody from the client list of Ghislaine Maxwell go to prison? Right. And I think he's going to start highlighting some more things. Like, he'll probably talk about Hunter Biden's laptop, and he'll talk about James Biden, and I'm sure he'll bring up, I've got a feeling that he's just going to start bringing things out on Twitter. Breadcrumbs, almost. I think he's going to start laying breadcrumbs, basically, for people. It wouldn't surprise me. It just came to me just then. It wouldn't surprise me if Elon Musk has something to do with Q. Not necessarily that Elon Musk is Q, but that Elon Musk is playing a part. Do you know what I mean? He's definitely playing both sides. He's playing one side off against the other. That's been recognised by other channel creators and influencers, that he is playing one side off against the other. I say that he's the reincarnation of Loki, and he's a trickster, and he's just playing one side off against the other, but he's always going to end up on top. Like, his plan is that he always ends up on top. Let's take a look at the chat room, see what people are saying. Shout out to everybody again, though. Thanks very much for being here, guys. Original Stormtrooper.
I'm here. I'm really sorry about that. So sorry.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm back. My apologies.
Yeah, original Stormtrooper. It's called political theatre, and also the theatre of war. And they are called actors. They're actually called actors in the theatre of war. When they refer to it in history, that's how they refer to it. Left wing, right wing. I like that, like some freaking bird. Yeah, and the thing is, we're meant to be the body, not the. We're the brains aren't on the left wing or the right wing. The brains of the bird are right up at the front. Anyway,
this is what I want to focus on. Obviously, we're showing you what the problem is, and we are going to spend most of our time focusing on various shows that we do, all of us, on the solutions. Obviously, we're awake to these issues. The question is, what's next? If we're awake to these things, what's next? We're awake, brilliant, woohoo! Everyone gets a medal. Well done for starting your pursuit of truth. We were talking about this the other day. We either do something or we do nothing. So we work on the solutions, trying to make ourselves better as humanity, working together, coming together, unifying as one, trying to come together despite any differences that we have.
Right. I just want to highlight this comment. Look how Ukraine was spoken about before the war. Guy, have you seen? Right. Lee Brogan pointed out to me, one of the Treehouse Goonies pointed out to me how they've changed the color of the flags in Sister Act. I'll show you. I'm just going to show you. In Sister Act, everybody remembers Sister Act. There's two versions of the same song. One version is in Spanish and one version is in English. So, get up off of that thing is the song, right? In Sister Act 2. I'm going to show you the Spanish one first.
I think I've got a big lag.
No worries. I'm going to show the Spanish one first, right? I'm pretty sure this is the Spanish one. And I want everybody to take note of the color.
Nothing can prepare you for the biggest ride of the summer.
Right. I do actually want to watch this. But notice the color of the flags.
¡Hey! Estamos aquí para recaudar algo de dinero. Necesitamos su ayuda. No es un juego. Acércales esa cesta. Da dinero. Da dinero, chicos.
Can everybody see the color of the flags, yeah?
Hey! Get up off of that thing and dance till you feel better. Get up off of that thing. Just try to release that precious thing. Get up off of that thing. Go ahead, girl. Dance till you feel better. Hey. Get up off of that thing. Try to release that precious. Calling now.
You can all see what color the flags are. Yeah? orange and blue. And everything was orange and blue. Now, oh, look at that. Look at the colour of the balloons.
Get that money.
Do you see? See what they've done? Give me a thumbs up. Come on. This is Lee that pointed
There,
this
isn't it?
out.
It's all subliminal. They've done
Right?
it.
Yellow and blue. And Lee pointed it out to me that it's not just this track they've done it in. I think he said Wheel of Fortune. They've changed the colour scheme to Wheel of Fortune. And it's everything before a certain date. And there's also, right, on top of that, there's also this. We all know Hugo Talks, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't actually agree with everything Hugo says. There is something that there's a video he did the other day, and I was like, oh dear, Hugo, I'm a bit disappointed that you've made this video, mate. But he did, and you know, he's entitled to his opinion. Let me see if I can find this mother. God, he makes a lot of videos. Right, so after that, I'm sure it's after that. It's about the Rothschilds, right? And the colours of the Rothschilds and the link with them. Look, he makes a point of this whole orange and yellow because it means something. The Rothschild thing, I wonder if they've made him take it down. Because it doesn't seem it doesn't seem to be I can't find it. Sorry, I was just looking at something else then. A few people, I can't see the chat room right now, but hopefully there's a couple of people that have seen the video and you know what I'm talking about. He made a video talking about the Rothschilds and the yellow and blue, and the whole this what yellow and blue means and how it's been programmed into us for at least 20 years. But there was programming there before. Like this programming has been around for a long time. So yeah, it's not there. I can't see it, but I know that Lee's seen it.
No worries. I'm getting majorly grabbled as soon as I started to talk about this subject, so I might ease off a little bit. I don't really want to mess up the whole stream, but I'm getting major grabbled as soon as I do.
Do you know what I said to Nia the other day? I think it's day before yesterday. I decided that Nia looks a little bit like Zelensky.
Does he? Oh,
He does a little tiny bit. If Nia grew stubble,
you're hilarious.
He would look, and also the haircut that he's just had is a little bit army. It's a good hair. It's a nice haircut. It's the sort of haircut I used to have, like an army cut, buzz cut, and yeah, and I was like, dude, you look a little bit like Zelensky. I thought that took it. I mean, Zelensky isn't a bad-looking guy. He's very, very, very small.
Every time I think of Zelensky, I just think in the middle.
Right?
In the
Oh,
middle.
oh my God! Look at this.
I'm sure everyone's seen it.
This isn't it. You're thinking of this one.
In the middle right now. Dance with me, baby. Dance with me, baby. Dance with me, baby. Come by tonight. right now. In the middle right now. In the middle right now. In the middle. In the middle right now. In the middle. In the middle right now. In the middle.
Right, you know that if he's got really tiny, little, small female feet, that's not the only thing that's little, tiny, and small. Says the man with size 12 feet.
You know what, Rich? I'm going to come
You're
out and
getting
come back
grabbled.
again.
You're getting grabbled. Go on, you pull out and come back. You pull out and come back. No, oh God, no, shut. Yeah. So, the guy is tiny. He's a very tiny, tiny little man. He's a teeny, tiny little man. I have a video, Guy Fawkes. Dude, I actually have a video that I've made and not uploaded, and I didn't know if I could really show it on YouTube or if I will get deleted for it. But it shows Zelensky in a Skype call with Elon Musk and two other men that I couldn't identify, but Elon Musk. He was having a Skype call with them, and the camera zoomed in to the Skype call, and as it was zooming in, you could see on the table next to him was a big pile of white powder that looked suspiciously like cocaine, and next to it there was a credit card, and there was also a mobile phone on the desk, but they'd blurred out the text messages. So there were text messages visible on that phone, but they blurred them out. And they were talking about after the war, and they were looking forward to after the war. And I have that on video. I've made a little video about it, and I've really emphasized the thing that you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. And I will, I'm not sure, but I can't. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, but I'm going to wait until my second strike has dropped off. My first, so I've only got one strike. I'll take 2 strikes for it, but I need to only have 1 strike if I'm going to take, because I'm on 2 strikes now, so they will delete me if that's the case. So, yeah. Yeah, Shari Ives. No, I'll tell you what it was. It was sherbet, right? What had happened, right, was he had one of those sherbet dip dabs. You know, the sherbet dip dabs. He had one of those, and he emptied all the sherbet out onto the table because he doesn't like sherbet. He just likes to suck the licorice. That's what that was. It obviously it could have been flour, because I don't know if there was actually, there could have been a kitchen, there could have been an oven in that office that he was in. They might have been baking brownies. We don't know. We can't actually, it's all speculation. Nobody had a drug testing kit there, to test it. So all we can do is speculate, but it's don't kid a kidder, innit? Really. Some of us know exactly what that's. It's pretty unmistakable what it looks like when it's piled up on the table, and when somebody's like just got. This guy obviously has no issue with sourcing it. He has absolutely no issue sourcing it, so he can just. That was, I would say, that was probably about 3 grams on the table when he does it. There's about 3 or 4 grams there. And they just knocked it out. It probably came out of a fucking 28 gram, like an ounce packet or something. But he's got no problem sourcing it, so he just on the side of the table there, and he's a long time user. He doesn't need mirrors. He's probably got one of those little a little toot pipe thing, one of those little ones you can get, and you tap it down and you turn the thing, and then you turn it back, and you just there it goes. So Roxanne's computer has just basically crashed. She's trying to get back on. The Wi-Fi stopped. I think they don't like us talking about. They don't like us talking about stuff. You know, you're absolute dude. You know what? You're absolutely right. But I think once you're saturated with it, it's like alcohol, isn't it? If you get up and have a toot, it's got to come a point where you're, I don't know, or maybe it's just really shit stuff that he's doing. You're right. The really good stuff, one should last you all day. Not that I know anything about any of that. Yeah, I do. Obviously, I do. So yeah, Roxanne's having problems, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a track. I'm going to see if she gets in. We're going to play. I'll tell you what we're going to play. We're going to play Tom McDonald because we love him.
I think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls. There's rappers pushing Xanax at the top of the billboard, but if I mention race in a song, I'm scared I'll get killed for it. It's backwards, it's getting exponentially dumb. It's more difficult to get a job than purchase a gun. Eminem used to gay bash and murder his mom, and now he doesn't want fans if they voted for Trump. We're ashamed to be American. You should probably love it, cause you have the right to hate it and not get stoned to death in public. As children we were taught how to walk and talk, but the system wants adults to sit down and shut up. Cancel culture runs the world now, the planet went crazy. Label everything we say as homophobic or racist. If you're white, then you're privileged, guilty by association. All our childhood heroes got Me Too'd or they're rapists. They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens, we think we free cause we can't see the cage. They knew that race war would be the game they need to play. For people to big teams, they use the media to feed the flame.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
I think it's crazy how these people screaming facts, but they fake woke. Hate their neighbor cause he wears a mask or he stays home. Has a daughter but his favorite artist said he slays hoes. Picks her up from school, music slaps on the way home. Censorship's an issue cause they choose what they erase. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name, when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same. I just want to spend Thanksgiving Day with food and my family, without being accused of celebrating native casualties. We got so divided, it's black and white and political. Republicans are bigots, libtards if you're liberal. There's riots in our streets and it's just getting worse. Y'all screaming deep on the police, y'all are genius for sure. They're underfunded already, they're way too busy to work. Order food and call the cops, see what reaches you first. Segregation ended, that's a lie in itself. That was a strategy to make us think they were trying to help. They knew that racism was hot if they designed it to sell. We buy up every single box and divide us ourselves.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old safe zones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
We use violence to get peace and wonder why it isn't working. That's like sleeping with a football team to try and be a virgin. Politicians are for sale and someone always makes the purchase, but you and I cannot afford it. Our democracy is worthless. If a man has mental illness, call him crazy, say it silently. When country's going crazy, we accept it as society. Get sick and take a pill, when the side effects get you high, you get addicted like these rappers dying fighting with sobriety. Censoring the facts turns our children into idiots. They claim it's for our safety, I'll tell you what it really is. Removing information that empowers all the citizens. The truth doesn't damage points of view few that are legitimate. They're trying to change amen to amen and women. How'd we let them make praying a microaggression? Instead of asking God for the strength to keep winning, we cheat to get ahead and then we ask him for forgiveness. Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. I don't trust anyone who bleeds for a week and don't die. I'm just kidding, but everything else that I said is right.
They so fake woke. Facts don't care about feelings. They know they won't tell me what to believe in. They so fake woke. Same old, same stones. They so fake woke. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Right. I'll tell you what, I saw that. We should have castles. So I've actually lined it up. I've lined castles up. But I'll have to share the screen, so there might be a lag. But yeah. Roxanne is having difficulty getting back. So listen, guys, we've been going for an hour and 58 minutes. I've posted the link to yesterday's stream with Bart and John. The stream that we did with Sarah, Mindful Exposures, that got blocked, but I told YouTube to remove the History Channel stuff that was getting blocked, and so they should have removed it, and it should be back up on all channels now. Please don't forget, yesterday, myself and Roxanne, excuse me, trying to do two things at once. Myself and Roxanne met up with Bart Sibrel and John. We'll see John in a second.
How have you kind of gone through the process?
It wasn't even that early stages, was it? It was actually quite far along in the development when I started. Right, so we're talking about the game that these two guys developed together. They invented it and developed it. Well, it basically got it to development, got it to market together. But both chaps have got a story. John is from Israel and Bart is from America. Bart was the guy that 20 years ago got punched in the face by, or maybe, 20 years ago, he brought out A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon. And that, hopefully most people know what film that is now. And I'm not sure how old Bart is, but I'll tell you what, he looks damn good for his age, man. He does look really, really good for his age. Not sure how old he is. And the other thing is as well, what I pointed out to John was that Bart he could be the brother of my best friend from the UK. When I went back to the UK, I went back for about a year, 18 months, chasing after this girl that I was trying to get back with, and it all ended in tears, obviously. But when I went back, I moved into this. I rented a room from a guy, basically lodged in this guy's house, and became best friends with him. We became best friends, and Bart's almost a spitting image of Barry, and Barry's name is Barry, so it's Bart and Barry. So Michael Porter, welcome. Shari Ives, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Sorry, I'll bring the comments up while we're here. Andrea 73, how you doing? Brandon Cook, good to see you again, mate. Michael, sorry, there you go. Manny Silver, good to see you again. Brian, greetings from Tenerife to the Valleys, mate. Reverend Hull, I'll play us out with that one. And Original Stormtrooper. First time I've seen you in a chat, so welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Are they two songs by Tom McDonald, Cancelled and Clown World? Yeah, they're all good, isn't it? It's all good. Guy Fawkes, mate. Seriously, dude, because I've known you. I don't feel like you've known me, but I've known you, and I've watched your channel. I used to watch your channel all the time, but I'll be honest, I haven't seen any of your stuff for such a long time because I kind of moved away from the Mandela effect and stuff, and so I've moved away from the shape of the earth. And I've tried to move away from everything now and hold myself in a place where I can see all of them. I want to be able to see all of them. I'm just getting some messages. Yeah, Rox can't get back on, so I'm gonna have to end this one. And I've also got somebody else. Oh, I've got Nia, because yesterday I had I did an interview with Nia. I hate that, an interview. I didn't interview Nia. Me and Nia had a chat because of what we were talking about. I said, "Do you mind if I press record? Because this is good shit, man." Because he was talking about a meeting that he had with his kids, his boy. He had a meeting with his boy's teacher over what his boy was being taught in school, and he was just dumbfounded by the response that he got from the teacher. And so well, I recorded that conversation. It's about 40 minutes long. I just need to edit it, basically. There's not going to be much editing. I'm just going to cut off the beginning and put the ending on. That's it, basically. But it just needs to be compressed a little bit. And I'll get that uploaded as soon as I can. In the meantime, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everybody that's been here. Thank you, everybody on Roxanne's channel, everybody on 007. And if there is anybody on the Richie Rich channel, you're awesome. Thank you very much, guys. What I'm going to do is play us out with Castles.
Brain HQ is a brain training program with online exercises that processing speed and memory.
I see you with the liquor store, leaving with the cheapest can of beer on the shelf. You ain't living on the street, but you barely making rent, and I relate because I'm struggling myself. I see you smile at the clerk when you fumble through your purse. I just wish I had a little more to help. I imagine where you're living, how you feeling, what you love, and who you'll be if you can make it out your hell. I see you at the bus stop, looking at the sidewalk, smoking up a cigarette, waiting for a ride. Kinda limp when you walk and look away. When you talk, you're ashamed, I can see it in your eyes. Probably got a NASCAR shirt and a car that you love, but you're here because you're too afraid to drive. It's been almost 10 years since the day that you crashed. Can't forget about the little boy's life. Everybody's got a story. If you look a little closer, you can see it in the wrinkles in their face. They can hide it in the silence, they can bury it and fight it, but it comes out when the hair is turning gray. You can feel it if you touch them, you can tell that they are troubled. You can hear the story running through their veins. We all travel different roads and we put on different clothes. Underneath it all, we're really all the same. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. I see you sitting on the front porch playing with a radio, looking to the sky. Probably living in that house all alone these days, trying to find a better way to pass time. Got a wheelchair ramp leading up to the door, I can see that you walk just fine. Probably hate it because it isn't getting used anymore, and you only ever build it for your wife. Everywhere that I walk, see you on the sidewalk, begging for a little loose change for some dough. Probably got a mama and a papa spending everything they make, trying to clean you up enough to take you home. Used to have a good job, used to get good grades, used to have big dreams, then you lost hope. When your girlfriend died, giving birth to your son, you're the father that'll probably never know. Everybody has a tale that they're too afraid to tell. You can see it in the cracks in their hands. They can cover it with smiles. If you walk a couple miles in their shoes, then you'll know where they stand. Everyone who really lived had to climb out of a ditch they were in before they found the right path. If you want to know the truth about what we've been going through, then try to put your phone away so you can ask. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We are the neighbors that you'll never meet. We are the strangers walking down your street. We are a million faces in the crowd. We are the ones the system's tearing down. We are the people working to survive. We are more than just our 9 to 5s. We are the shopping malls and streetcars. We are one. It's time to tell them just who we are. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. And we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones.